Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual D, Chiseled Adonis, and welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios once again for a Monday Night Football doubleheader as the Detroit Lions host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Houston Texans go on the road to Seattle to take on the Seahawks in your 2025 NFL Week 7 Monday Night Football game. Highlight commentary. Opening drive for Detroit, already in Tampa Bay territory. Jared, I look like Ryan Gosling and Remember the Titans, but I'm not a liability. Golf transmogrifies into Merrick straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh! As he grab his Egyptian god cards and the winged dragon of Amon-Ra St. Brown scores first. Meanwhile, over in Lumen Field, after a Seattle 3-and-out, C.J. Stroud looking like Jim Marshall. He's running the wrong way. He's taken down in the end zone, but somehow it's not ruled a safety because the first contact of the defender happened before he went into the end zone. That's such horse shit. I've always despised that call. We all saw him land in the end zone. The football was in the end zone, but because of a technicality, there's no point. How dare you insult my intelligence? To hell with you, referee. And to make matters worse, Seattle is denied an opportunity to challenge because it's a judgment call by the referees. If they deem the football out of the end zone upon first contact, despite having video evidence, you can't challenge. This is bullshit, bro. What the fuck? First drive of the day for Tampa Bay, 3rd and 6. Baker Mayfield rolling right, got a man, but he don't got enough for a first down. Get your asses off the field. Jared Goff never picked up his Yu-Gi-Oh! Monster because winged dragon of Amon-Ra St. Brown is still wide open, and he'd pick up a first down inside Buccaneer territory. Following the near safety, Seattle would start their drive in magnificent field position, and already they're inside the 15. Hold on, we're getting a phone call from Jared Goff's wife. She's asking what to put inside the Halloween basket. How about some butter fingers? Goff stripped from behind, puts the ball on the ground. Tampa takes it away. First and goal for Seattle. Hip, hip, hooray. Hand off to Zach Charbonnet. He's going to break the plane and get the Seahawks on the board first. It took about 4 seconds for his body to finally fall into the end zone, but it's a touchdown nonetheless. 3rd and long. I wonder what the Buccaneers offense is doing.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I could say the same for the Houston Texans because Nick Chubb got stonewalled like LGBT history. Following drive for Seattle, play action fake for the $100 million man. Darnold going down the field, fire up the computer, turn on the Cooper, 2 girls, 1 cup for the first down. Lions offense back on the field, open up your Seahawks still driving. Charbonnet eating up that Texans defense. He'd pick up another decent gain. Better be getting royalty checks because Sonic is continuing to make plays. Jahmyr Gibbs takes it inside the 25. Seattle said screw everybody who started Kenneth Luke Skywalker III. It's going to be a Charbonnet kind of game. Dan Campbell has a capable kicker, but he absolutely hates him. 4th down, why take the points? I'm going to go for it on 4th and 2 while leading by 7. Pass sales incomplete. Just take the points.
But I don't want to.
Seattle in striking distance, turn on the JSN network on the final play of the first quarter. Touchdown, Jackson Smith-Njigba dunks on a referee. It's a 2-possession lead. Into the second quarter we go. Buccaneers offense still struggling. Same could be said for Houston. They don't even got 40 yards of total offense. The lack of mobility on Jared Goff is hilarious. Look how fast he gave up.
Oh my heavens.
3rd and long for Seattle, already leading by 11. Looks like Sam Darnold trying to throw the football to the Space Needle because he overthrew Torrey Horton. Houston still desperately trying to get something going on offense. Look at C.J. Stroud's dumbass. Butterfingers. Why would you try to throw the football there? Seattle's got a clear shot at the end zone. Butterfingers. The football's still loose. It's going to be recovered by the Houston Texans, but that's going to be 2 for them again. The 2 points would be taken off the board because this would actually get ruled a touchback. It's a clear fumble from C.J. Stroud, but the nincompoops for Seattle fumbled before they can cross into the end zone because it was recovered by Houston in the end zone. Rather than having 2 points for a safety, it's going to go back to a touchback, and Houston's going to get the football at the 15 because the original play was flagged for an illegal shift. This could have easily been a touchdown if this nincompoop just dove into the end zone or squeezed the football. Nick Chubb's effort just saved Houston from not only 2 points, but 7 points. NBA tip-off is finally here, and my sponsor, Underdog, got you covered. If you're new to Underdog, use my code ADONIS, ADONIS, and you'll receive $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your very first $5. Win or lose. To tip off the NBA season, there's a site-wide KD gimme pick that you don't want to miss. Plus, there's daily promos all month long. Here's how it works. Just pick higher or lower on 2 or more player stats, and you're in the game with a chance to win up to 5,000x your money. And keep in mind, Underdog is available in most states, Missouri, Georgia, Texas, Florida, so just make sure that you download the Underdog app. Either scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down below. Use code ADONIS, ADONIS, and remember, play your very first $5 and get $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries, including a give me pick of KD and countless different promotions every single day, all month long. Too bad Houston did nothing with a breath of fresh air. They'd be forced to punt yet again. This offense stinks. Same can be said for Tampa Bay. Mike Evans with a circus catch on the sideline. Too bad he only got 1 foot in boots. This ain't college, old man. You need 2 feet in boots. Darnold and the offense back on the field midway through the second quarter. Looking left, turn on the JSN network. First down inside Houston territory, and it's time for a little bit of trickery. Cooper, 2 girls, 1 cup, just shat on himself and threw the football straight to the defense. Houston takes it away. Next Lions drive, handoff to Jahmyr Gibbs, and look at the speed. Man's running faster than crack addicts in the 1980s to a government sting operation for free cocaine. All the way to the end zone, 78 yards, touchdown. Lions make it a 2-possession lead. On Sunday, we were talking about how Bijan Robinson reminds us of LaDainian Tomlinson. This man is the second iteration of Chris Johnson. Look how fast he's able to reach top speed. Antoine Winfield could have fused with his father and they wouldn't have caught that man. Tampa Bay's offense only able to muster up 36 yards. A christening for you, little man. Miniature stiff arm for a 4-yard gain. Houston's finally playing some football. Nick Chubb would pick up a first down and take it inside Seattle territory. 5 minutes left to go in the half. 3rd and long for the MVP candidate. Baker's got nowhere to go with the football. He's surrounded, swarmed, and sacked. Down go the Buccaneers. Positive news for the Texans. Play action for C.J. Stroud. Looking left, he's got Dr. David Dalton Schultz, who takes the Texans inside field goal range. Despite being an offensive juggernaut, did you know the Lions are 0-19 on 3rd down when it's longer than 10 yards? Bad news for Tampa Bay. Mike Evans came back from a hamstring injury literally this game, and he's going to be gone for the majority of the season due to a broken clavicle. Not only is this the final year of his contract, he was tied with Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, and he's already hinted at possibly retiring at the end of this season. Now, granted, they say he could return before the season's finished, but if this is it from Mike Evans, it's been a hell of a ride, brother. Following the injury, things would go from bad to worse for Tampa.
Welcome, punch!
Textbook peanut punch from Robinson forces the football loose.
I got this! Welcome, punch!
Success!
36-yard attempt for the Texans to finally get on the board, booted through the uprights, and it's good. The Lions would try to do the same. 54-yard attempt for Bates, but it's sailing wide to the left, no good. Shame on you. Ensuing drive, Tampa Bay pastry chef Baker Mayfield is cooking apple turnovers. The pass is stolen by the Detroit Lions. Back-to-back drives with the takeaway. More often than not, whenever there's a situation where the offense and the defense simultaneously has the football, it's granted to the offense. But in this situation, it was clear that Detroit had possession. Following the field goal, Seattle on the move already in Houston territory, and Jackson Smith and Jigba puts them in field goal range. Meanwhile, back-to-back drives after a takeaway, the Lions are doing nothing with the football. First, Goff takes a sack. Second, he's got a man.
Yoink.
But he plays for the other team. But he threw the football straight to the defense. Maybe you are a liability. 53-yard field goal to make this a 14-point lead.
Oh! I blocked it.
A fat man got his hand on the football, and Seattle is denied 3 points.
He's fat!
Despite playing like absolute ass this entire first half, the Buccaneers would have the football inside Detroit territory and finally get their first positive play on offense that put them in field goal range. Stroud would look to do the same for his offense. As he'd step up in the pocket, he'd find his man in Seattle territory. Texans are in field goal range too. Despite 2 terrible offensive performances in the first half, both teams would add a field goal just before halftime. Into the third quarter we go. I wonder if CJ listened to Big Smoke's adjustments at halftime.
Yahoo!
I guess not.
Mans threw the football straight to the defense. Pass picked off. Seattle's going to take over inside the 20-yard line. And all you had to do was protect the football, CJ. No Mike Evans. You're going to have to put your trust in the rookie. Baker Mayfield's going to find Mbuka inside Lions territory. Seattle would turn the interception into points from 26 yards out, booted through the uprights, and it's good. Houston on the following drive, despite going inside Seattle territory, they do nothing with the football. The drive would come to a halt. They'd be forced to punt again. 2nd and 8 for Tampa, still on the move. Mayfield looking right. He's got Tez Johnson, couple blockers out in front. Hurdles for absolutely no reason. Mystical space typhoon to the end zone. Touchdown. Tampa Bay makes it a one-score game, and then they take out their Uno cards and do absolutely nothing because there won't be two for your mistakes. Seattle backed up inside their own end zone. This time they'd fall victim to what they thought they could capitalize in the first half because Sam Darnold is stripped. It's recovered by Houston on the Seahawks logo, and suddenly the Texans have a touchdown. Oh my God! It's like the QBs refuse to accept that they've been had. Bro, all you had to do was go down. Now you gave up 7. Just like Tampa Bay, Houston would take out their Uno cards, but unfortunately, again, there would be no 2 for anybody's mistakes. Midway through the third quarter for Detroit, Jared Goff looking left. He's got Brock Wright, who'd pick up a first down to take it to midfield. At this point, somebody's going to have to learn how to guard this brother because the JSN network is going to be a first-team All-Pro in 2025. Jahmyr Gibbs bursts up the middle to take it inside Tampa Bay territory. 2 plays later, Sonic is on the loose again. Dump off to Jahmyr Gibbs. Got Amon-Ra St. Brown blocking. Sewell only needs to make 1 block, but his fat ass just ran right by Antoine Winfield. You're a back-to-back All-Pro. Some might say you're the best right tackle in the game. The fuck your big ass just passing by a block for? 47-yard field goal attempt for Myers. Last time it got doinked, but not this time. Through the uprights, it's an 8-point lead. After taking the Lions down the field by himself, handoff by Jahmyr Gibbs, hits the spin move like Dwight Schrute to the end zone. Touchdown, his second one today. It's a 2-possession lead again for Detroit. He's over 200 yards all-purpose by himself. Wait a minute, you could have saw this video early and ad-free. All you have to do is become a member on my Patreon. So either click the link in my description or head over to patreon.com/ChiseledAdonis. Not only you'd be helping out the channel, you'd also get all of my content early and ad-free before the internet even sees it. Any little thing helps, I appreciate you. If not, hit the subscribe button or follow button. Anything you can do to help out the channel. I'll see you on the inside. 4th and 1, quarter chub, half a chub, full chub, castration, no first down for you, pussy. Ensuing drive, 3rd and 3, 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Unfortunately for Baker Mayfield, he don't know how to work the telephone. They're gonna have to punt. Can't say the same for Seattle because Jackson Smith-Njigba is continuing to cook the Texans defense. Under a minute left to go in the quarter, Zach Charbonnet would find the end zone for the second time today to make it a 27-12 lead.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Into the fourth quarter we go. Detroit's offense would stall. They'd have to give the ball back to Tampa Bay. But on 4th down, Baker Mayfield would look over the middle. He'd connect with Cade Otton. Initially, they had given the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the first down. Everybody watching live can see his knee was down before picking up the first down. So naturally, what do you think Dan Campbell did? He'd reach underneath his nutsack, grab the challenge flag, and throw it out. I want that nutsack, though. Relax, harlot. He's married. Detroit would ultimately challenge to see if it was a completed catch or not even the spot of the ball. Now, this is where it gets confusing because they went to commercial. They ended up saying that the challenge was unsuccessful. They gave the first down to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Afterwards, the officials returned back, stated that upon further review, he did not get the first down. So somehow, the challenge that they just said was unsuccessful apparently never even happened. So not only does Tampa get the turnover on downs, Detroit gets the football back, but then the Lions also get their challenge back.
John Hussey, during the break, just said that it was an unsuccessful challenge because Cade Otton was successfully able to make the catch, survive and make the catch with the 2 steps and then going to the ground. Then, after making that call, here's the catch. They called John Hussey back over to the monitor, and now they're looking at where the ball was placed, which is close. We all think he was just short of first down yardage in the booth. And again, the initial call that John Hussey just said was that the catch was made. Here's the next call.
After a second look,
It is determined that the receiver was actually short of the line to gain. It will be Detroit's ball, first down. Also, we are going to give Detroit back their challenge and their timeout.
Was the right call made? 100%. But this is what doesn't make any sense. Detroit challenged if it was a catch. It 100% was a catch. That's an unsuccessful challenge. However, the referees got it wrong by awarding Tampa Bay a first down. Given that it was a catch and he's short of the first down marker, that's a turnover on downs. However, that was indeed an unsuccessful challenge. How the fuck did they get the challenge back? Even Baker Mayfield's confused. And again, they were 100% short of the first down. There's no denying that. But Detroit dumbasses challenged if it was a catch or not. It was clearly a catch. It's like the officials huddled up and said, yeah, that was our bad. You know, everything that we were just saying? Yeah, forget all of that for the last 4 minutes. How you gonna have a successful, successful challenge? That doesn't make any sense. At least they got the turnover on downs right, but I hope this never happens again, because that was very confusing. Meanwhile, back in Seattle, Sam Darnold looking over the middle, got his man, but he's got butterfingers. Fumble on the play, scooped up by the Texans. It's their third takeaway of this game. 58-yard field goal for Jake Bates, tying his career long. He doinks it in to give Detroit a 24-9 lead. With 9 minutes left to play, this is 4-down territory, trailing by 15 points. CJ Stroud's gonna need a first down on 4th and 15. He's not gonna get it. Both teams down by 15. Somebody's gonna need to make a play. Tez Johnson answers the call to get the Buccaneers inside Lion territory. Meanwhile, Seattle's offense continuing to build up miscues. 4th turnover of the game. Stingley with a spectacular interception to have the Texans inside the 40. Wait a minute. We've got a skirmish, a kerfuffle, a brouhaha taking place on the sideline. Jackson Smith-Njigba caught a stiff arm for his troubles after the interception. But look at what happens afterwards.
This world shall know pain. Almighty push.
Mans don't got a helmet on. They was about to jump that man. But look at the official. The referee comes to his defense and shields him. He's sacrificing his back for the soon-to-be All-Pro. Too bad nobody's doing that for Baker Mayfield. Man's getting fucked up out there. Fumbled on the play. Somehow the Lions didn't take away the football. The Buccaneers are going to retain possession. 2 plays later, they would risk losing it, but Baker Mayfield would find Cade Otton. This time he would get the first down to extend the drive. 4th and goal for Houston following the interception. What the hell, CJ Stroud throwing the football to? The fuck are you doing? Luckily for the Texans, Seattle would do absolutely nothing with the football, and Sam Darnold almost went down in the end zone again. 4th and 8, the Buccaneers need a score. Baker Mayfield stepping up in the pocket, rifles it to the end zone, overthrows his man. Turnover on downs again. Under 5 minutes left to play. Houston's got to move with a sense of urgency, and to make matters worse, they only have 1 timeout. They've got to score, kick an onside kick and score again. Detroit really don't care about their possessions. All they want to do is kill clock. First down inside the 30. CJ extending the play, able to find Dr. David Dalton Schultz at the 15. Baker Mayfield trying to pull yet another rabbit out of his ass with a spectacular 4th quarter performance. Rolling towards his right, rifles it over the middle of the field. He's got Mbuka. First down across the 40. Tampa Bay is on the move. Backwards, because nobody protected for Mayfield again.
You can't keep getting away with it.
No timeouts remain. Game on the line. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers need a touchdown, and the pass is incredibly short. Take the L out of Lover. This game is over, brother. The Buccaneers get their 2nd loss of the season, and they drop from the number 1 seed in the NFC to the 4th. A little over 2 minutes left to play for Houston. Hopefully they don't suffer the same fate with only 1 timeout remaining. CJ Stroud gonna extend the play, threads the needle to the end zone to find his man for the touchdown. But did that help Houston come back and win, though? Absolutely not. The Seahawks send the Texans back into the losers column and drop them down to 2-4 as they become the 7th team in the NFC to advance to 5-2, as they would tell Houston to go and join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in taking out their Metro card and getting aboard the train.
You lose.
Failure.
What's for dinner? Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales. Fresh hot ales.
It's over. You lose.
Hold on, it is I, the diligent, vigilant, meticulous, sagacious, conscientious, analytical, methodical individual D, Chiseled Adonis. But of course, you already knew that. And what if I told you could get your own personalized cameo today inside 24 hours? If you book me over on cameo.com/Chiseled Adonis to get your own personalized video message. I've done over 450 throughout the years, and I've been able to garner over 100 5-star reviews. So whether it's a happy birthday, happy anniversary, just a pep talk, or a roast, if somebody needs to be engulfed in verbal flame, I'm the man for the job. So make sure you go over and book me on cameo.com/Chiseled Adonis. I'll see you on the inside. Hey, I appreciate you watching the entire video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button on the way out if you haven't already. And on top of that, hit that notification bell as well. For whatever reason, YouTube's only showing my videos to 20% of my subscribers. So if you have already turned on the notification bell, turn it off, turn it back on. If you never turn it on, turn it on. I appreciate you.